up. They're going to be wanting to push this to game number 5. Grace is going to be the first ban on the side of Immortals, and now TSM have to decide where they want to go. Removing Krull is going to be the call.
Yeah, take the Catherine here, and hopefully on the second rotation, they ban away the Lyra. I felt like them banning Idris didn't make much sense, so hopefully they will ban that Lyra out and not give a double Q composition again over TSM. TSM has to ban Baptiste here, so that will give Scarf over to Immortals. Because if they do not ban Baptiste, or they have to take it then, or give Immortals Baptiste Catherine.
Yeah, we'll see where they go. They are going to ban that Baptiste in the end. Interesting that they first picked this Adagio. It's something that we've seen earlier on in the weekend was a very high priority, but in this series it's been much later on in the draft.
Yeah, typically at least, but now they want to make sure that they have this hero. They don't want to give that over to Dienzio. It is suddenly becoming this hotly contested pick. We always talk about day 3 has the meta shift. We see stuff that we don't normally see, and it looks like that Adagio is going to be the flavor of the day.
Certainly is, and it was the flavor of the day in day 1 as well. We'll see how that one's going to pan out. Now TSM going to decide on their second pick. Still a lot of directions they can go.
Yeah, and I love the double Hue though. I mean, the reason why double Hue is so strong is because Poison Shift didn't exist, and you play a double Hue into a non-Poison Shift comp, you have a very, very high, the odds are in your favor basically. So I think TSM here will most likely maybe roam the Captain Adagio and pick maybe take away the Scarf and not give it to Zio, but I don't know how good Chuck is on Scarf. They're going to go ahead and take the Black Feather here. So that gives Immortals Glaive and Scarf, which is a very strong combo they have in their side.
Or Glaive and Celeste and have that triple stun combo.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So this is a lot of strength that can come out from Immortals just by having that Catherine. It enables you to set up these triple stun, these lockdown compositions. They could even potentially, look for a jungle Lance. It was something that Team Solomid has banned away from them previously. Just get even more of that lockdown potential.
I'm interested to see the kind I would love to hear the Immortals discussions right now on Celeste versus Scarf, because on one hand you can stack the stuns, on the other hand you got Dienzio here.
Yeah, I think Celeste is too risky into a Black Feather. He can dodge all of the core collapse, etc. A better pick would definitely be Scarf. They don't have a lot of stuns on the side of TSM. Adagio's ult, the only thing that stuns Scarf out of their ultimate, so Scarf can actually do a lot of work in this situation, and that's exactly what they're going to do. And now they're going to pick Glaive to round it out.
Not only that, but any hero that has a ground-targeted ability is so strong against an Adagio. If he starts that Verse of Judgment, Goop, Spitfire, guaranteed to connect unless it gets body blocked and set on fire.
Lance will probably be picked up here. Either Lance or Arden would probably be the best option, but I think looking at TSM here, Lance, yep.
Yeah, Lance is something that Flash Hex has been playing all season long when he can get his hands onto it. And alongside an Adagio and a Black Feather, certainly a lot of damage going to be coming out from this composition. But the question I have to ask you guys, can they shut down Dienzio's Scarf? It's been flawless this entire weekend.
It's going to be extremely difficult to do so, especially early. There won't be opportunities to prevent him from getting to that late game. It's going to be all about, can Flash X stop the ultimate?
So EJ, can Immortals even up this series? Are we going to go to game 5?
If Immortals fights in lane and not in a jungle, I think Immortals are going to take this game. But if they fight TSM in jungle and risk it, the Lance is going to excel and help them win. Because Flash has been playing phenomenal today, by the way.
All right, we'll see whether they can find the right fights. It's time to get into game 4. It's time to see whether TSM can finish things off or if Immortals will come back into it.
Team Solomid 1 win away from moving on to the finals here. This is a very tense moment for Immortals, but I think they have the capability.
They certainly do, and once again we get the treat of Scarf being on Dienzio, so let's get into it.
Let's get into it right away, shall we? I'm very excited to see Von C on the Black Feather here.
Yeah, I mean, I think Black Feather certainly can have a lot of execution points, but we see Immortals actually looking for a little cheeky 3-man invade again.
TSM has 3, well, split up now as a 2 versus 3. Best Chuck's going to use his boots to reposition, but they've caught him out here. A nice use of the Dragon's contract, and they drop him down. Immortals on the board early to start things off here. Von C able to get us back healing cam. Max Green will chase Flash out of the remainder of the jungle. Looks like Von C actually gets his full backs.
So when we originally saw the Elder Treant come into Vainglory, it was pretty popular for teams to kind of go to the middle of the map. You'd see a lot of 3-man invades through the center, or at least a couple of people would go down and contest the Elder. That kind of fell off for a little bit, but Immortals picking it back up, catching TSM by surprise now 2 games in a row. The first time was a bit more of a traditional invade, from the old days. But this time, TSM maybe just not really thinking they were going to do it again. Big mistake, though.
Yeah, a big mistake. And also, I got to say, I think Best Chook actually gets away from that if they didn't have a Dragon Blood contract there.
Yeah, absolutely. Dragon Blood certainly doing work. And of course, Zio loving the fact he can come back to lane and have a monumental wave waiting for him there. So nothing too much lost. Of course, Scarf great at clearing out minions here with the Goop Spitfires. One of the things that's also quite annoying playing against Scarf in lane is the fact that Spitfire does go through the lane of minions. So a lot of times just extra damage maximizing by getting those Spitfires onto the enemy as well as farming.
Right. Well, max efficiency we would expect coming out of Zio. And it seems like time and time again, when whatever team DNZO is on, when his tournament life is on the line, this is the hero that he goes to.
Yeah, and actually, like, we can act, well, let's go into this.
Let's go into this right now. Dragon Blood contract. It's actually Best Chuck to focus down. They're taking it out so incredibly quickly. Vainglory honestly couldn't really do anything. Flash tries to protect his Adagio, but it's not happening here. This is going to be another Elder Treant going the way of Immortals, and a very quick net worth lead building up for them.
You know what I love, Humanist?
Tell me.
Donuts. You know what I also love?
Pizza.
Scarf into Adagio. Adagio is almost always a sitting duck for this pick, right? We heard it on the desk. Tasty Bacon hit the nail right on the head. When you drop the Goop down, even if he's not in his Verse of Judgment, he cannot get out of it. And when the Spitfire gets lit up on top of the Goop, you have this now moment where he can get locked down with Catherine stun, and Adagio just cannot get away. He's also really easy to build broken mid stacks on too, because he doesn't have a lot of fancy footwork. He has no movement abilities. He can't dodge Spitfires from a distance.
Right.
So I really like the draft that Immortals has. It hinges on one thing though. TSM, Flash X on this Lance. He has to be the key playmaker for this team. He has to hit the Impales and the Githians of a lifetime to be able to lock this Scarf down and to be able to get TSM this victory.
So in your opinion, TSM kind of drafted themselves into a very tough win condition.
It's definitely tough, but it can certainly be pulled off. Vainglory, mechanical genius. This guy can certainly get to the backline, can certainly put down the damage on the Scarf. But if he does not execute with Lance correctly,
Vainglory,
Scarf's gonna win.
Gonna be stunned up. T-Tigers is there. Vainglory caught out, chopped down. Immortals up 3-0, 4 minutes in.
Vainglory, what are you doing there, bud? You don't have a boot active.
He's battling over the fronts, Fuji.
Oh, those front two minions. Those little guys, man, just leave them alone. Not worth dying over. Close to 4 minutes into the game as well, so not a great time to go down. It's going to allow T-Tigers to take away your front camp. Got some vision in that portion of the map too for Immortals, so some really good rotational calls from them. They'll notice when Vainglory comes out of his own jungle, be able to make a lot of heads-up play.
I love seeing the Scarf just clear out a massive wave. You hear all that gold trickling in. It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing indeed. Kind of back to the point we were mentioning before. We'll have to figure out, does TSM delegate Flash X to a Vainglory dive, or is he there to protect Best Chuck against the T-Tigers dive? Both teams, aggressive junglers, both aiming for the kills on the carries, but whoever does it first is essentially going to come out on top. If Scarf doesn't go down though, Humanist, the ability to turn around with that Dragon's Breath is just going to be so difficult for TSM to deal with.
It's going to be insane. I mean, I feel like Vainglory's definitely going to need to stack up a whole bunch of damage this game. Actually, he's maybe getting caught out again. Afterburn into the scout trap. Oh my goodness! Immortals playing like they're on another level in this game. Apparently not too happy to be down in this series.
Not too happy at all. They're also going to pick up Crystal Sentry for what it's worth and be able to continue to apply pressure here in the lane. Afterburn available for T-Tigers. Not going to pull the trigger here.
That was so flawless of a rotation.
It was just, it's perfect. You get the Afterburn in, you get the Merciless Pursuit stun down, the Goop, the Spitfire combo. Nothing Vainglory can do about it. Perhaps the only bad thing to come from that entire play for Immortals was they did lose their scout trap.
It was not too bad either. Max with the premeditated scout trap down there. They knew it was going to happen.
It's like, guys, 5 minutes, 10 seconds into the game, here's what we're going to do.
They were talking about during the draft. Hot Sauce had the plays all lined up for them. Team Solo Mid, as the unit rotating down, Flash drop into the shop. Both teams do have their fountains out, ready to go. I see Vainglory building a whole bunch of damage at this point for himself. Do you think he's going Poison Shiv this game? Serpent's Mask? Where would you like to see him go?
Serpent's Mask is certainly an opportunity he could go for. Poison Shiv as well would give him double sustain. We have been seeing a pretty popular build on Blackfeather where the Sorrow Blade comes out and then you see some sort of auto attack sustain alongside of it. He's going to opt for that Serpent's Mask. I think that's pretty wise because it is going to be hard for him to just instantly kill Scarf, but if he can sustain through a team fight for a little bit longer than Scarf can actually kill him, he's going to be able to get those Heartbreak stacks up. He's going to be able to go for the executes and also get a lot of health in return. So definitely not against the item, but it kind of tells us a story of what TSM is going to be looking for in these fights, and it's not quite a intentional kill, just a little bit of sustain.
So Breaking Point, probably an item that's going to be coming out for him here?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly something I think they should consider. I mean, so Serpent's Shiv on top of Serpent's Mask is, I mean, it's going to be one of these things where we actually get to see whether he's going to stick to the back line or he's going to be peeling back to help kill Glaive. I just don't think that's going to be his goal, though. I mean, honestly, the win condition, like we talked about before for TSM, is you got to kill this dragon.
And they're going to have to pretty much all in onto that dragon. And what's crazy, though, is Max Green's going to have the stun. You're going to have the peel from T-Tigers. And one of the beautiful things, T-Tigers, he's been holding these afterburns so incredibly well. You pointed it out time and time again through these games in the series here. I mean, the reflex will come out. He just waits it out. Boom, knocks him back. It's so beautiful.
Knocks him back. Indeed, this giant wave going to be pushing into the turret. Immortals could use this time to get some turret damage if they wanted to. There's 3v2 in the lane, so we'll have to see if we can get some poke out. Flash X blocking the Spitfire, though, will save turret a little bit of HP there, but nothing too major.
Yeah, Flash typically does a pretty good job at defending his turrets by using that body blocking, and against the Scarf, it's incredibly important. At this point, DNZO is not hitting like a truck, so he can do that pretty well. We do see Vainglory making his move up into the lane here as TSM are on the back foot. Players will come out. They say that Immortals were waiting in the wings. And with the element of surprise removed, it looks like they're not going to move forward. There's actually your stun. Vainglory getting connected on, gets back. A nice Rose defensive there. On point connects. That's Chuck applying a bit of damage. There's nobody quite connecting, though.
Nothing quite connecting. I have to wonder if TSM is also keeping up a bit with the timer on that Tension Bow proc. You obviously have about 6 seconds or so once it goes off to get in and do a little bit of damage. Tension Bow certainly is great at popping people up front, but it doesn't have great sustain.
Bold move here down on the Gold Miner. Team Solo mid getting the Gold Miner low. Immortals moving in, not wanting to give it away. They're on to DNZO. Rose defensive over the top. Vaughn sees there. He's got a bit of sustain for himself. Best Chuck now moving forward, starting to apply damage to the zone. T-Tiger, 3-man get the wall out of Flash X, canceling off anything Immortals were looking to do. A Faint of Heart in. Vaughn C over the top side. Zio dropping low, but they've actually got him. The Goop Burden, now they turned it. It's TSM on the run. Zio's going to go ahead and just port back. T-Tigers and Max chasing Flash. Combat roll will go ahead and cancel that one off, but these teams, whoa.
There was so much promise to that team fight, but Best Chuck just couldn't find his way into the follow-up, perhaps looking for a flank opportunity, not following his team. Indecision from Best Chuck in that specific engagement cost TSM big. The team fight was in their hands. Vainglory getting to the back line twice, just unable
a 3-man
to kill
stun out of Flash too, right? Like if they are not hesitating there, they are destroying Immortals.
Yeah, I mean, I think the shot call perhaps was send Best Chuck up into the jungle. Let's see if we can cut them off, but Immortals able to put out the damage, still able to lock down Vainglory and get another kill. TSM sitting 0-5 to Immortals now, 2,000 gold up. This is not a position you want to be in when you're trying to close out a series and head to the grand finals.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes in. TSM onto the back foot. Immortals looking really good right now. You see T-Tigers waiting in the top side of the lane here. They do have the scout trap as well, so they got that vision control. They're playing it very nicely at this point. Now, Vainglory and Best Chuck are down in the right Tribe Rush. They're going to move up as a team once again. We'll see if Vainglory wants to move in. We'll throw up that on-point connecting. Every time he lands that on point, it's an opportunity for him to trade there. But when you miss that Spitfire connects, it definitely puts you in a position where you're not looking to engage.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they can afford to take a few pokes from Spitfire here as well, because they do have the barrier from on point. Root lands.
Land on Zio, but T-Tigers, he's got the afterward. Best Chuck, blow Oh, no! Dragon's Breath from Zeo. He winds it up. Vontae, Rose defensive over the top. He wants Zeo, but he stayed around too long. A second Rose offensive does nothing. Immortals now up 7-0. 11 minutes in. They're going to find the stun. Flash X is going to go down as well. Combat rolls back. Not enough. Double kill for T-Tigers. And Fuji, what are they going to take off of this map?
They can take anything they want to, Humanist. They can go for the turret. They can go for the gold mine. They can clear out the front jungle camps. Everything is on the menu at this point. I mean, this is such a great play from T-Tigers. This is the counter gank opportunity that you want to look for. You don't always have to be the one to make the first move. You have to sometimes bait out the enemy movement, wait for them to dive onto your backline. And of course, Best Chuck, he's just not going to survive that amount of burst damage.
No way. There was no way he's going to survive that. And you saw, Vontae felt like he had an opportunity. He jumps in there, he stayed around, he had a chance to actually disengage from that fight. So maybe just kind of overestimating his damage output in that moment.
Yeah, I think what happened was when he actually rose offensive through the enemy team, he saw the amount of damage Dienzio took from the rose offensive. It looked like he actually turned around, perhaps thinking, oh wait, I might be able to kill him. But of course, there's still enough lockdown to keep him from being able to do it cleanly.
Oh!
Where did you go?
Okay, Vontae's dead. Flash X just on the run now. CL's just gonna clean him up here. I mean, yeah, Immortals down in the series, but who can say that they don't deserve another victory for themselves here? It looks like they are gonna be tying up the series at this rate. Best Chuck left for dead, shot down 11-0. Team Solomon are getting rolled right now.
This scarf, you're gonna have to ban it next game, TSM, if you cannot find a way to take care of it. Vontae's playing with our emotions. He actually just disappeared.
Yeah.
I'm not actually sure if he was killed or if he just if he just
I just
went to a different dimension.
on you at this point. Like, I'm starting to lose it.
They literally pushed him into the alternate dimension, just instantly deleted. Not enough defense.
It's like if you had an ability that you just press the button, it's like, oh, this one kills him. Like we'll just target him down.
Let's just take this guy out. But Max Green feeling confident here in the tri-bush, really making Immortals just have a certain approach to how they invade. Just they're able to sit back, they're able to clear, they're able to purchase their items, and Max Green just playing so far in the front, making sure vision is down, making sure he's using himself as kind of a mobile scout trap, just always keeping tabs on TSM.
He throws down the scout with a flare out the backside. Flash wants to clear that out, moves forward. He's got the root there onto T-Tigers. Not the target they want. Stun out onto Max Green. Flash just trying to buy time to block off the first flash from Vontae's in. Dienzio's dropping low. Zeo gets the fountain. They flipped it around. Vontae's down one more time. Best Chuck's gonna fall. You get the fountain out. It should be just a matter of time. They switch their focus over to Flash X. Zeo just a Spitfire and a goop away from finding a kill here. Looks like they'll show some mercy to old Flash X, but it's Best Chuck on the backside playing games with T-Tigers. He's on the wrong side of the map here, Fuji.
Very much the wrong side of the map. It's not going to be easy for him to get out. He's either going to have to port home.
Is Kig's going to cancel it?
Oh,
yeah, there he moves in. He's got the Atlas Pauldron as well. I wanted to mention this item. It's actually super efficient for him in this game.
Yeah, very efficient.
They're actually keeping it around. Best Chuck goes down anyway. T-Tigers on a sliver of health.
That simultaneous port home, both feeling really good. Hooking their arms together and say, let's go.
These guys are in the zone.
Our spoils. They are in the zone, and Von C, he has got to get some defense. We can see the amount of damage he's capable of putting out. Dienzio with no armor and nothing in his item inventory that's going to allow him to build any armor means when Von C gets to him, he potentially is going to just get eliminated. But right now, Von C just dying so much quicker than Dienzio is on this Black Feather. So there's still hope if you're a TSM fan. Once these guys complete a few more items, their ability to get back into the game is there, but the Immortals, they want to shut this down. Kraken's on the map. If they take this, they have incredible pushing power. TSM does not have great objective damage with this composition.
All right, this is building to an insane moment right here. TSM moving forward. Kraken so close to being captured off at this point. The contest could come through. There's your Impale landing out. Max Green driving low. Von C over the top side. Zeo's got a kite back. Zeo dropping low. The first is going to come out of Best Chuck. Connecting. They've traded 1-for-1. Now Max Green low. Flash is going to move forward. Impale kind of stuck on the wall there. This should be a Kraken. Well, I was going to say Kraken for TSM, but Tigers moving right back in. This is just a game of juggling right now. Neither team really wants to drop it. I mean, this is a huge objective if you could actually grab it. I wouldn't be surprised if they both just let it go, though.
That was the smartest decision TSM could have made in that moment. If they actually capture the Kraken, most likely they're only going to get 1, maybe 2 turrets with it. Not worth picking it up. If Immortals steals it, that could potentially be game over with Scarf coming back onto the map.
Tiggs on the flash against the wall. Flash finds a stun of his own. T-Tigers is just playing out of his mind right now. And I gotta say it again, this is the series of Glaive.
This is the series of Glaive, and Dienzio is wanting to also make it the series of Scarf. If they secure this, just putting another one into the books. We were talking about it before during the World's Championship last year. Dienzio pulled Scarf out twice against TSM to almost make a comeback in the finals. He loves this hero, and he knows it is a weakness for TSM.
Zio, such an incredible player on this Scarf. He really pushes it to its full limits. He's done a great job as far as positioning in these fights, and of course, Tiggs and Max Green doing so well to peel and protect the Scarf as well. The focus has been on Scarf every single fight. Von C rotating over the top with a Rose offensive. Now, right now, the Spitfires just continue to come down the pipe here, connecting about 50% of them. Zio, gotta be careful, bud. Moving forward to the front side. Flash is gonna land the impale. The Spitfire to move down into the choke point. Dangerous position. Flash is going to go down. Blast Shimmer connects. They've taken Von C out. Oh, they'll block off the second one, but I think Best Chuck is probably going to go down here, my friend. And with that one, that will be the ace coming through for Immortals. Oh my goodness, Fuji.
Oh, wow, Humanist. This was not what you wanted. A bit of impatience coming out of TSM there. The Spitfires coming out. FlashX making the call to go in, but Dienzio, he was stacking up. TSM could have made the decision to just back off completely, circle around through the backside of their jungle, push out the wave. T-Tiger's gonna take it down in this turret. Oh, or not.
See ya.
Just leave just enough left to help TSM realize how close they are to losing this match.
Feels bad, man.
Feels really bad now with the Kraken being captured. Scarf, Catherine on the front line. Only, well, 2 turrets technically left. A turret and a piece of hope left on the map there. But this is going to be a very tough defense. The only thing TSM can do right now is they literally have to fight on the map immediately. They've got to get out, they've got to go in for the team fight, or it's game over.
All right, we're looking for flawless execution out of TSM here. They have to kill this Scarf. How's it gonna play out? Moments away from dropping this game and sending us to game 5 here. Immortals moving forward, Spitfires coming out, T-Tigers and Max Green looking for an opening, looking for an engagement, playing it safe, exactly what they need to do. There you go, Fonzie Rose fits him over the top, he's low, round comes out, Zio dropping low, can they get in there? A nice Blast Shimmer connecting, Best Shot winds it up, they got one traded, Best Shot dropping as well, the stun onto Tiggs right there, Fonzie got in the faint of heart, they're taking him down, it looks like Immortals have done it, Fuji, Flash X, last remember remaining, they can't do it, Kraken and Tiggs are down, they've taken out the last turret, and ladies and gentlemen, we are going to game 5 here. These teams are so incredibly well matched up. I can't believe what an amazing series this has been so far.
The question mark around Immortals when they came into the VGA from Challengers is that maybe they are the team to topple TSM.